ठीक है. So cuticle disorders includes
Sir.
three. Yes.
सर वेटिंग में है सर कुछ लोग.
नहीं वेटिंग रूम तो मैंने इनेबल कर रखा है, डिसेबल कर रखा है, कोई वेटिंग रूम में नहीं है. नेटवर्क नहीं होगा, नहीं तो सब लोग कनेक्ट करेंगे अपने आप. ठीक है.
ठीक है सर.
So there are three diseases we have to discuss in the cuticle disorders. There are Qatar, Kalosky and Chikungunya or Paranoia. हाँ ठीक है. So plantar count we already discussed in last lecture. But just take a quick recap. In Ayurveda, the person the nidan of Qatar is that person who walks with a bare foot, that due to injury by the thorn, stone or the pallets or any blunt objects. So vitiated dosas causes the Mer and Raka. These two dhatu are involved. This produces a painful lesions, elevated, sharp, and having the size of the cola. Okay, and if they ruptured, then discharge the blood. So that is the kadara. In modern science, means nowadays we can correlate the kadara with the corn, that is plantar corn. So that is the condition when this leading to the hyperkeratinization of the skin, especially the dermis layer. Okay, so that lesion is diamond shape, with the base is outside the skin and the apex is inside the skin. That's why this hardened tissue, when the person walks, so it due to the sharp edge of that root or the apex, it it, it causes very severe pain. It may be occur solitary lesion, means one single or the multiple. The most common site is in the plantar area is that foot or the medial and anterior medial aspect. That's just behind the great toe is the common site, because this is the most pressure area in the foot. Okay, so here it can develop uh, in children's. There may be the multiple cones which are uh, sometimes the etiology is unknown. So and it can be just disappear by itself also, no medical treatment is required. But when it is single and it is very chronic and very painful, then the surgery is good option to remove it. Sometime when it gets infected, means got secondary infection, then it present as a hot red swollen lesion with the fluctuation may be there due to if the suppuration happens. So in that cases it should be treated just like a abscess. Just incise and open and drain the cavity and clean the cavity so it heal itself. Prophylaxis antibiotics may be required for the non-infected cases, and if the infected cases is there, then the antibiotic may require just only the broad spectrum antibiotic, or that if you do the CS, then cultural sensitivity the specific antibiotics may be utilized along with some analgesic and anti-inflammatory drugs. So in the treatment, if that corn is not very deep and not very large, small size, then corn cap is also one more treatment which you can apply. These are simple, just like the handiplast, there is small ring like structure there. So just place the ring over that corn, base of corn, and apply, stick it, and after 24 hours just remove it and apply another one. So due to this ring, when the person walks, that causes the negative pressure over that core. So this core may be uh, means due to negative pressure it comes out. So when it comes on the surface, then it can be easily removed by the just holding by the any forceps or just by nails also. it can be removed by itself also. So this is the one type of conservative treatment which can be employed in the children's if the corn is small and uh, not very deep. In that cases, if it is very deep, then surgery is advised. So in the surgery there are few steps. Give the local anesthesia, hold the corn with the Alice forceps, and give the circumference incisions around the base of corn with the 12 number of pin number blades, and that separate that hardened fibrous keratinized tissue from the healthy tissue, and remove uh, and cut. Don't cut in between, just go up to the base of that, up to the apex of the core, and then excise it. There will be very minimal bleeding if you use cautery. Okay. And because that corn tissue never bleeds, which is keratinized tissue, only the healthy tissue bleeds. So when you reach at the apex, when the bleeding is there, it means you have to reach up to the apex. So just remove it and do cauterize, achieve hemostasis, and you can apply the local antibiotics solutions. Just pour the solution and do that antiseptic dressings that can be changed after 48 hours, and the wound will heal with the secondary intentions. No suturing is required. Now comes to the callosity. So this is also hyperkeratinized, means the tissue is same as the core, but the difference is in the structure, means the shape. This is the callosity. It is the superficial circumscribed yellowish or white flat thickened patch of the hyperkerotinic materials. Microscopically, it is thickening of the epidermis layer of the stratum corneum and granular layer. These are the layer of the skin that become hyperkeratinized, so that the lesion of that callosity is flat, it superficial, and usually circumscribed. So you can see that this callosity on the that elbow of the students. Maybe this usually happen due to the excessive means due to the friction or the pressure for the long time. Some students who keep their elbow on the desk for the longer times, and that may develop the callosity in the elbow, or that some person who used to pray for long time in the sitting position, so that may develop in that lateral malleolus of that both side lateral malleolus, that this can become thick and hard. That is the callosity. So no particular treatment is required unless it got secondary infections, or it is very much bigger, causes the disfigurement to that person, or maybe some cosmetic reasons, if it will look cosmetically poor. So these are the few reasons to take it means the active management. Otherwise no active management is required. Just ask the patient to keep that part moisture and clean, so that it avoid to the infections. And if the dryness is not there, so itching and all these things, these symptoms may be not there. So surgery is rarely required, because the surgery causes a large raw area, because you cannot do the suturing in that area, because most of the area is just a bony part, or either elbow, either in the lateral malleolus, so you can't do the suturing. So you have to do the grafting, skin grafting. You have to take skin from other body parts and keep there. So usually surgery is not advisable until unless it is secondary infection or very cosmetically poor looking. So this is very small things, callosity. Next thing is this is the called chip or kunak. This is the Chudra Roga described in the Sushod Nidanastan. So Sushta says Nakh Mans Adhisthaya Pittaha Pittam Vatascha Vedanam Karoti Dahapakam Chatam Vyadhi Chittamadishe Tadev Akshat Rogakhyam Tatho Kunakam Itya. Acharya Sushta says that dosa, pit and vata, when vitiated and goes into the nakh mans adhisthaya, means nakh mans, that is the nail bed. When the vitiated dosas Vat and Pitta goes into the nakh means the nail bed, and there they causes the daha and paka. So this disease is called the chippa. Okay. Tadev apchatrogam athopnikam. This is also known as the Shatroga or Upanak. Because Chatanak or Upanak, why Chatanak? Because it is mostly happen after the trauma. Okay. So next line he says Amigata Pradusto yo nako ruksho asiti kara bhavitam punakam vidyat kulin vitsangita. That injured nails after healing become black. Some of you may have experienced also when your nail get injured, and that after few days it becomes black colors. Okay, so and become dry, lusterless. That's why it is called punaka or pulin. Okay, so this is the condition where the nail bed gets infected and the dosas are vitiated in the nail bed. So that causes this disease called chip or kunak. Why kunak means that nail is normal color shape is distorted. That's why it's called kunak. This can be correlated with the pyronychia. Pyronychia is the infection of the nail fold with or without extension deep to the nail is called pyronychia. The infection is subcuticular since it is situated entirely within the dermis from which nail also develops. Nail are developed. So here that the infection may be developed due to the after trauma and gets the hematoma that gets secondary infections. So the trauma may be the one cause. Other cause if the person has reduced immunity because the nail are the site where that if hygiene is not proper, so some that the pathogens may be collect here in that part. So later on that may causes the infections. Or if the person has poor immunity, so it easily get infected that nail bed, that corner of the nail is the potential site for that collection of that pathogens. So these causes that um, nail infections, that this may happen that bacteria or the fungus infection is very uh, common cause for that causing that paronychia. So uh, this is most commonly found in the women's, most probably because of the household working and may not using that you may using some various type of the nail paints or sometime that ill-fitted nail caps, so that nail caps may also cause infections, or some unhygienic condition may cause it, and some the housewife with a working and hours for that water for the very long time. So these are the potential site which can easily get infected. So these that's why it's most common in the women's than the males. So the condition presents two types: acute and chronic conditions. Acute condition, usually the single nail is involved and the nail is swelling, red, painful. Okay, and pain is very severe because the nail bed there is no space to collect the anything, any material. When the suppuration is there, infection is there, and there is the collection of pus, so this the closed pockets are there. So if the pus is collected, even the single or 2-3 drop of the pus is collected, that may cause the severe tension in the nail bed and causes a severe pain also. So this is the mostly this acute condition developed due to the bacterial infections. If the and the second presentation, the chronic condition, that due to present due to that chronic fungal infections, that may have the very less pain, but that condition is the distorted nail, lusterless nails, and the pain is there, but the severity is less in that condition because of the infection goes little deeper. So these two presentation may happen: acute condition or the chronic condition. The acute condition, the main pathogen should be the bacteria, but in the chronic condition, the main pathogens usually are the fungal infections. So this is the condition. This is the acute condition, where you can say only the single nail is usually involved, and this is the collection of the pus. You can see there, and this condition is called that uh, chronic, where the fungal infection more than one finger may be involved, and the pain is not, and pain and inflammation not very much severe, but the distortion in the nail is the common features. So management include the conservative management includes that medical therapy. In the acute condition, antibiotics should be given, the broad spectrum antibiotic along with the analgesic and anti-inflammatory. And in the chronic conditions, the antifungal medicines may be used for little longer time to get rid of the complete infection. If the complete infection is not resolved, then the condition may be reoccur again. So that's why if the chronic paranoia is present, so the that surgical management is very means it's more efficient than the medical management, because in the medical management the condition may happen again and again. Okay, so that's why the surgical management is has little more importance in the case of the chronic as well as in the acute condition also. Because in the acute condition also, maybe if you give some anti-inflammatory antibiotics, so that condition may resolve at that time. But if the pus is collected, so if the pus is developed, so anyhow, even after giving the antibiotic, you have to drain out until unless it will not resolve completely. So operative management includes that drainage of that abscess if the collection is there. So the method of that draining is there is simple. In this slide, you can see that their excision of the nail is required. Depends on the if the complete nail bed is infected, then complete nail should be removed. But if that only single side, either left side or right side, either lateral side, which if only single side is involved and other side is healthy, so partial nail excision also may be employed, may be done, so that may be also helpful. So the procedure is very painful, so that's why the procedure should be done under the local anesthesia. General anesthesia is not required. The ring block is enough for to do this procedure. So how we do this? First, there's do all the pre-operative preparations and clean that area and wrap it. Then do the ring block. A ring block, what is? When suppose ring or digital block is done usually in the fingers, either in the hands and in the foot. So the method of the ring block is will be explained in the class of the anesthesia. But here now I just give you some ideas how to do that ring block. Just take the anesthesis local 1% or 2%, whatever you want to use. Okay, and suppose this my index finger is got that nail infection. We have to remove this nail, so we have to give this ring block in this index finger only. Other fingers are not required. Okay, so here we should how we do the ring block? Just take the needle syringe, take the syringe 5 ml, that local anesthesis, and first insert here in between the nail web, called nail web. Here insert the needle and give the 1 or 2 ml, push 1 or 2 ml solutions, and then just not remove completely, just take back and insert in the insert from the here, first from the ventral aspect, and then from the same side, same prick, you have to just give that dorsal aspect. Then again prick from this side, that lateral side, and give that side and both dorsal and ventral side. So only two prick you can give the local anesthesia whole around the finger. That's why it's called the ring block, because you have give the anesthesia in the just fashion of the ring, so that the complete nerve nerve is blocked in that distal part. So after giving the ring block, you have to just check it that you have achieved local that anesthesia or not. Just pinch this finger, the patient cannot feel that that finger become totally numb. So now which part is involved? If the both part is involved, then you can see in this slide, just give the longitudinal incision on the either side of the nail, and then lift the skin, lift this skin after giving the incision, lift the flap, and if whatever the collection is there, just to remove complete the collections, and then insert that one artery forceps or the mosquito forceps from nail bed. Just insert in the nail bed. Nail bed can the and that usually in the healthy nail, if you want to insert that any forceps just below the nail, it is not possible, because nail is properly adhered to the nail bed. But if nail bed is infected, so that it created some space in between the, so in the infected nail you can easily insert your that artery forceps in between the nail and nail bed, and then insert the artery forceps and open it. Insert and open it, so that you, and then you hold the nail longitudinally. This is forceps. You insert the nail like that and hold the nail in the that picture. You can see that he is holding the nail horizontally, but you can hold that like longitudinal also. Then after holding the nail, you just lift out that complete nail. You just lift out the complete nail, and then you got that expose that nail bed. Complete nail bed is get exposed in that case, and clean the wound, clean the infection, and clean with the hydrogen peroxide. Do that mechanical debridement and chemical debridement, and you have to achieve the hemostasis just by the pressing only, because no major artery is there, so only oozing is there. So you oozing can be controlled by just pressing for the 5 to 6 minutes by the workpiece only. Then you just do that. After achieving hemostasis, you just do the antiseptic dressing. So that is the enough for that nail. If the, so here in this case, if only one side is involved, then you can excise the half nail also. Complete nail excision is not required. So then the patient, the one question that patient asked, it can the nail will be reoccur again or not? So simply the nail is the growing part of our body, so it will grow again. Nothing is it will take, it may take little longer time, but complete nail, it will grow itself, because nail bed is normal, nail bed is intact. So that nail will grow itself with the time. So this is the procedure which you can employ for the case of the paronychia, either acute, either in the local conditions, either acute or in the chronic conditions. So this is the procedure for that paronychia. So now this topic is ended.